New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
An AccuWeather alert in effect. Severe heat and humidity headed our way and hanging around for a few days. We're in for another heat wave. But first.
So when I look back, I'm kind of proud of what we've done. Thank you very much for these great years together. God bless you all.
He was an entertainer, an icon, and a true New Yorker. Tonight, we are remembering our friend and colleague, Regis Philbin, following his death at the age of 88. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Bookman. Joe Torres has the night off. Simply put, he was a legend with his spontaneous wit, his endearing charm. We have been welcoming Regis Philbin into our homes for nearly 6 decades. He was the most watched person in television history. And we here at Channel 7 can also tell you he was the nicest. Regis died late last night, and his longtime co-host Kathie Lee Gifford wrote, "There will never be another." Sandy Kenyon begins our coverage tonight with a look back at this one-of-a-kind talent.
I've got a show to do.
Whether it was a talk show, a game show, or just a chance to show off his trademark wit, Regis Philbin was a fixture on televisions across America.
Reach.
Yes?
Your lips are chapped.
That's right, Frank. Take the tight close-up.
All was unscripted. Regis probably couldn't have written a better life story for himself. Born in Manhattan, Regis Francis Xavier Philbin was named after the high school his father attended. He grew up in the Bronx, and after earning a sociology degree at Notre Dame, Regis served in the Navy, where he got some sage advice from a Marine major.
Who on my last day told me, you got to go for it. You can have anything you want in this life. You just got to want it. Now, do you want it, Philbin? And I got, absolutely. And I got in the car and I went up to Hollywood, and that's it's a long story.
Regis eventually burst onto the national stage as the sidekick on The Joey Bishop Show.
The hottest thing on records, Regis Philbin. Yeah! What is that?
By the 1980s, he was back in New York, hosting his own talk show. He had various co-hosts from Sarah Purcell to Mary Hart to...
It's Live with Regis and Kathie Lee.
Regis and Kathie Lee were television gold.
How are your hemorrhoids? Are you all right? I remember I was going through something at the time, and all of a sudden, Regis would knock on my door and say, "You ready, co-host? You ready? Let's do it." And he'd walk me out, hold my hand and walk me out. Didn't have to do it, but that's what friends do for one another.
Today, Kathie Lee wrote, "We spent 15 years together bantering and bickering and laughing ourselves silly, a tradition and a friendship we shared up to this very day. I smile knowing somewhere in heaven at this very moment, he's making someone laugh." After Kathie Lee left the show,
It's Live with Regis and Kelly.
in 2001, Kelly Ripa took over the still beside Regis, and their chemistry was undeniable.
We have a malfunction
having a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Kelly and her current co-host Ryan Seacrest today writing, "He was the ultimate class act, bringing his laughter and joy into our homes every day on Live for more than 23 years. We were beyond lucky to have him as a mentor in our careers and aspire every day to fill his shoes on the show." Regis wasn't just a fixture on morning television. He proved he could charm primetime audiences as well, hosting the hit game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Let's play Millionaire right now.
As for late night, he was a frequent guest on the David Letterman Show, even filling in for him when he underwent bypass surgery.
You start from number 10 and work down to 1,
What do you think, Einstein?
Excuse me, the guy calls this morning, Reed. Please come, help. It'll be co-host. It'll be something new. Please, please, Regis.
So, how did the man who logged more hours on television than anyone else want to be remembered?
I guess, number one, a nice guy who did his best to give you a few laughs and make you feel welcome to his show. A lot of guys really, I get the feeling, don't care whether you like that show or not, I want people to enjoy what I do and understand what I'm doing is for their enjoyment. And that's all I can ask for.
Those of us who have been here a while knew him as a colleague and a friend. What you saw on air was the same person we got in the hall, except he was even funnier one-on-one. The man I knew was what some in his generation call a hail fellow well met. And my life is much richer for having met Regis Philbin. I'm Sadie Kenyon, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Tributes are pouring in tonight for one of the great television talents of our time. President Trump called Regis a fantastic person and a friend. Larry King said he was a prolific talent, and Tony Bennett said he always made him laugh. Not bad for a kid from the Bronx who never forgot where he came from. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal is live outside our studios with that part of our coverage. Naveen?
Yeah, Sandra, Regis Philbin lived here on the Upper West Side. He worked here, going in and out of these doors at WABC for nearly 3 decades. And today, his fans, his colleagues, remembering the great man he was on and off screen.
Regis Philbin.
He had a personality larger than life on the TV screen, but Regis Philbin had a bigger heart when the world wasn't watching.
Phenomenal guy, extremely gracious and extremely generous.
Philbin, raised in the Bronx on Kroger Avenue, now known as Regis Philbin Avenue, in his honor, was a graduate of Cardinal Hayes High School.
I spent, 3 years here at this school, and I remember those auditorium meetings very well. Never forget them. Part of my life, and here I am again.
A decade ago, that auditorium renamed after him.
He was very generous in refurbishing the auditorium.
As a word of Philbin's death spread.
He was like such an iconic person in the media, and yeah, he'll be missed.
He was very friendly, and he was open to different ideas, different people coming, So I think he was an everyman.
His colleagues taking to Twitter to remember his dedication, hard work over nearly 3 decades in showbiz. Executive Chairman of the Walt Disney Company, Bob Iger, saying this: Regis graced us with warmth, humor, and a self-deprecating wit, always bringing happiness to us all. Our hearts go out to Joy and to his family. And late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel tweeting, Regis was a great broadcaster, a good friend, and a tremendous amount of fun. He leaves behind a beautiful family and a TV legacy that will likely go unmatched. No doubt, as many remember an icon, a legend, a friend.
Just like a passage of time, a chapter in the life of the media. Well, he certainly leaves a legacy behind him.
And a very big one. And Regis was known to walk the streets here on the Upper West Side, saying hello to his fans. And I spoke to some of them today, and they say they will no doubt miss his smiling face. We're live on the Upper West Side tonight. Naveen Dhaliwal, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Naveen, thank you very much. And yes, we all ran into him on the streets around here and in the hallways, and he always made you laugh. The team at Live released a statement that reads in part, "Our hearts are broken to learn the news about Regis's passing." Regis originated Live as a local New York broadcast back in 1983, and for more than 27 years, he poured his heart and soul into the show. Many of the members of our staff began their careers at Live with Regis and were lucky enough to learn from a master broadcaster. And there will be a special tribute to Regis on Live this Monday morning at 9. And we invite you to stay with Eyewitness News as we remember the life and legacy of our dear colleague, Regis Philbin. And our next half hour, Sandy will return with a look back at Regis's final live show. And we've posted a slideshow of photos and a timeline of Regis's incredible career at ABC7NY and on our free news app.